Then I guess it is time to get this show on the road. So, our band of adventurers, the Talaria, are making their way to the city of Port Honor to seek the aid of Olivia, to prepare for the next leg into the cobbles, and now to bring home three smugglers whom you had initially scared off and subsequently saved on your first day of travel from the cove. The three smugglers in question being Torkol, who had a badly wounded leg, Soaz, who looks to pirates with high regard, and Goris, who seems to be the level-headed among them. You decided that for their safety that you would keep them with you, and had put arrangements into helping carrying Torkol around, mostly with the help of Goris. Well, your travel on the second day was very uneventful, thankfully. It was also rather miserable, with a constant rain hitting you. However, the lack of events may have been a benefit to some of your party, as fulfilling a promise he had made the following morning, Aki had decided to spar with Kindling. Resulted in a very somewhat manic fight. And eventually resulted in Kindling's victory. So, after the sparring is over, the energy had calmed, and you had began your evening meals, that is where we left off. So, is there anything that anyone wishes to do during the meal?
I think the end of last episode, I asked a question of Kindling about sort of if he's going to train Aki and with sort of hand-to-hand combat and stuff like that, if there was anything Aki could do for him. And I was wondering if Kindling had an answer. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry, because yeah. So if you look like earlier up in the chat from last session, um, Aki talks about how he might, you know, that he doesn't really have any books on or knowledge, too much knowledge on sort of blood magic and things like that. But he did say that if there was anything else, Aki could either add on to Kindling's payment at the end, or if there's anything Aki could do for
He
him.
wants to see if there's anything that he can do to pay you back for training him.
Yes.
English, motherfucker.
Sorry.
Holy shit.
Well, understandable. Just make sure to, I guess, keep a log of the fact that I am somewhat indebted to you, I suppose. All right, excellent. And again, if there's any sort of training I can provide to you if you were that way disposed, I didn't know I'm a half decent dancer, I suppose.
That's what Kinley wants to do. No. Oh. That's right, Kinley.
Well, if there's, I suppose, anything from sort of the sort of rarefied world of finery that I come from that you might be interested in, just let me know. Hold on, how's Aki doing at the moment after the fight? Okay, he's still decently injured actually. So I think at this point, sort of the adrenaline from the fight has probably really started to wear off, and so Aki's like, figuring out where all the different bruises and cuts are, and they're hurting now. So Aki's probably just going to just take a seat by the fire, try to nurse his injuries, basically. What's everyone else doing?
God. My brain's fried, so I can't remember what I wanted Mev to do. I'm sure that I'll figure it out. Okay, I remember that Havelock was making dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing. She's actually probably still by Havelock right now, just kind of like chatting with him as he works.
Dokie. Talk also as Angoris are just sort of to the side, just quietly talking with each other. First just sitting by the fire, just still trying to dry off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we're still in the fucking rain.
In that way, is it still raining, by the way?
No.
Okay, in that case, can Aki use Shape Water to try to dry fur?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, so I guess Aki just sort of holds a hand out towards Fur and starts sort of whispering in Druidic, and I guess Fur watches as just some of the water, almost comes out of her, whatever, it's seeped into her clothing, so it's bubbling to the surface and draining off her.
Oh, God.
I thought you would appreciate instead of just waiting by the fire all night. If I would be able to expedite the process. I'm sorry, I should have asked.
I mean, there was no fanfare or anything. It's just all of a sudden, water just poof. I wasn't expecting it at all.
Sorry. It's my fault entirely. I'll ask next time. I'm sorry.
And Phil just nods at that.
Anna, what is Havelock making today?
Today Havelock is making a potato with meat.
Potato with wolf meat.
Yes.
More fucking wolf meat.
We have wolf meat, that's what we're getting.
Yep. That's fine. I don't have anything against potatoes and or meat.
Apparently it tastes like pork. Interesting.
She Mev's gonna take like a bowl or whatever and look to Havelock. I'm about to be real petty.
Yeah.
Yeah. She goes over to Aki. She is gonna hold it out. Here, I watched him the whole time.
Insight.
Alright. What are you inciting?
Just the general sort of tone of when Mev said I watched him the whole time.
She's being pretty obvious. I watched him the whole time so you wouldn't falsely accuse him, fucker.
Fair enough. Yes, Aki says, you didn't have to do that, but nothing. You didn't have to do that for.
Apparently I have to protect my friends.
The only person who thought they were in any danger was myself, and I very, very much wasn't. Only in, I guess, the ether of my mind. I guess I don't. Look, I am very sorry for the way I treated those two earlier. They didn't deserve
I don't know why you're apologizing to me.
because
Because
yes, good point. And Aki will take the bowl of food from Mev, and stand up with a bit of a wince and walk over towards Havelock.
she crosses her arms and proceeds to watch what's about to happen.
Havelock, sensing the presence, is not
The
looking up.
Havelock, I've come to apologize and to make amends.
Really, I thought you were coming over to check what spices we're using. None, by the way. You're welcome.
Look, I don't know how to. I don't quite know how to effectively articulate this without digging myself deeper and deeper, but I am frightfully, desperately sorry for the way I talked to you and Kindling this morning. And frankly, it was, I suppose, my own fault. I did say before that I enjoyed spicy food, but that was more out of a sense of bravado and braggadociousness that I suppose I was trying to impress you and
Mev
people.
looks at Havelock. Just, should I insight him for this? To
You don't even
see
have
how
to.
he's looking?
His hand is gripping that fucking spoon as he stirs.
It's a spoon? Thank God. Yeah,
Hey,
Mev
that
is
spoon is full of
going
dangerous
to,
Wait, can I roll insight and have a look as I'm spieling?
Honestly, I don't think Aki would actually take notice enough to try and insight while talking.
That's true. Although I guess, well, I suppose Aki probably would notice like the tensing up, and I guess like the fact that like even despite him trying to apologize, like Havelock isn't like, you know, relaxing or being warm.
how socialized is Aki and or well versed in Havelock's body language?
Socialized, not very, and Havelock's probably not very either.
Mev will go over to Havelock and her hand just slides over his shoulder, down his arm. Hey, hey.
Yeah.
Breathe.
I'm breathing. Here, give this a taste.
Deep
And he
breath.
holds the spoon up to her.
She will taste it. She replies, "It's bland as fuck."
Good.
She shakes her head. Why don't you tell Aki how you're feeling?
Are you sure that's a good idea?
I'm guessing I can hear all this.
Yes, you can, but Mev hopes that Aki's smart enough to not fucking interrupt.
Yeah.
It may not make someone feel good, but the only way to get anything going is to communicate.
All right. Aki. A Kreesk. Honestly, if it is not for the fact that I care about Mev and kindling, I would shoot you dead right where you sit. Okay?
Aki just kind of just looks like, you know, actually roll an insight on Aki.
Do I need to roll an insight on Aki?
Mev, probably not. Havelock, yes.
Fucking
19.
Oh, great, okay. I think maybe for once in his life, Aki has been struck speechless. You kind of see like so many emotions like etched in his face. Like you can see fear, like fear, regret, a bit of confusion. There's, you know, and like he just looks like, you know, like shocked essentially as well. And Aki just goes, um, oh, all right, I understand. So, what may I do to reverse this circumstance we find ourselves in?
Be a better fucking person. Get your shit together. You outright insulted Kindling and I in one of the worst ways possible. Thank God you didn't fucking bring up the pirateness during that talk. You have been given.
Neverland,
He has
he's right.
been given chance after chance after chance, and he fucks it up royally every time.
I'm not disagreeing. You should remind him that it isn't just over this.
Well, of course it isn't just over this, but this is the most recent of blunders.
Yeah, she nods.
So find a way on your own, Aki, to pick yourself up, figure out what to do. Because there's 2 people in this camp that I love, more people that I could learn to like. You're so far lower than our new people at this moment.
Yeah, I guess that sort of like look of like shock and like sorrow and anguish and regret sort of forms bigger on Aki's face, and you see like tears start to form in his eyes. And he just goes, all right. I'll see what I can. I'll see what I can do. What I can make of myself. Again, I really am very sorry for all of it. And I do mean to make it up to you. For also for those I love, and just for the sake that that making amends and building bridges and fixing divides is the right thing to do. I'll go off and enjoy my dinner now. And Aki slinks away back to the camp, sits down and eats his food.
Mev keeps a hand on Havelock's arm, just gently rubbing it. Well, how do you feel?
Well, I'm not gonna cry, but I'd at least add salt to the soup.
You did a good job. For a second, I thought that you were about to smack him.
Havelock just kind of laughs. He's not even worth it.
Well, he'd get you those tears that you want.
I don't want his tears. They'll contaminate the soup.
Contaminate.
I don't need piss boy tears in the soup.
Are you alright?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. She, squeezes his arm.
He's gonna lean in and give her a side hug. Big squish.
She, she'll hug him back and just glance at the camp. Alright. Time for me to do damage control on the other end.
Do you need an axe for that damage control?
I couldn't hold it anyways. Gestures to her bad hand.
You couldn't. A hand axe? A tiny one?
Not in the way I want to right now. It's uncomfy holding it in my non-dominant hand.
That's a fair point. Way to crowbar be easier.
I think a crowbar would be harder. Don't you need two hands for that?
Not always, just a metal swing it. It's not that bad.
I think I'd get the same results. Don't you?
Roughly.
Yeah, she nods. Alright. Well, thank you for the food.
Thank you for coming over. He's gonna take her hand and kiss the palm of it. It's good seeing you again.
You see me every day.
Doesn't mean I can't miss you when you look away.
She rolls her eyes and just gently shoves Havelock's face away with her hand.
He's not gonna do anything. He's gonna let her walk away.
Yeah, she's gonna go to Aki. Sit by him. How's he looking?
He looks. Well, he's still got tears in his eyes, and he's kind of gotten. His face kind of looks a bit red and puffy from crying. And.
He's been crying into his soup.
No, no, he hasn't been. He just looks a bit tearful.
Okay.
And there's almost sort of like a certain almost like roboticness to him eating. It looks like he's thinking a world away while just sort of while eating his stew.
What's going on in that tent of yours?
I don't know.
Don't know. Does it have anything to do with what just happened?
It has everything to do with what just happened.
Alright. So... maybe we should... retrace our memory of what just happened and piece together how we felt in each moment. What do you think?
I mean, you were there for a good portion of it. I don't see why I'd need to. Okay. So let's go through what happened. You gave me dinner cooked by Havelock. Then I decided now would be a better time than any to try to go somewhere to bury the hatchet, or at least apologize.
And why did you think that?
Well, because I'm well, after you sort of told me that you weren't the one to apologize to, I realized that essentially I didn't. If I was to try to change how things are, where I am the weak link and the instigator of strife within our number, it would be entirely up to me to step forward and try to, first of all, say the words "I'm sorry," and then try to ask if there was any way of making amends. So I went up, told Havelock I was sorry, and then he told me that if it was just me and him alone him and I alone in the forest, he would shoot me where I stood.
That's not what he said.
No, he did. He didn't. He said if it wasn't for, his loved ones being here, so I took that to mean you and kindling, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And if you weren't here, he would have killed me.
That's right. Do you think that means the second that you two are alone, he's going to take the opportunity? Or because we are here and part of the group, he will not? Because the way you're phrasing it sounds like you think he's going to take any opportunity where we aren't around.
Well, that's not quite entirely how I meant it. I meant more. Actually, thinking on it, that might be exactly how I meant it.
With you, it's a very slippery slope.
In what way?
You You start by saying that Havelock said he'd take an opportunity in the woods to shoot you if you were alone. And then it turns into he would take any opportunity when you were alone. And then it turns into because Havelock is bad, evil, a vagabond, a monster.
Did I, in this instance, say that last bit?
You did not. I didn't say that you did either. I said that when you start thinking those things, it goes way further down the rabbit hole than you think.
Right. If I think about it as clearly and cogently as I can, suppose I would say that Havelock would be a danger to me, but it would be a danger I deserve to be in, essentially.
So you think that Havelock's a danger to you? Is that what you are saying? I just want a yes or no answer. Doesn't have to be right or wrong.
Suppose, depending on whatever definition of danger you're using, or I'm using, I could suppose yes. I would consider him a danger, and I would be reticent to think of what may happen if we found each other on our lonesome, far away from consequence. I'm sorry. I know how much he means to you, and I know how much
Krisk. From everything that you know about me, would I ignore or deny if someone was dangerous because I liked them?
you wouldn't know.
I might say not my problem or go along with it, but I'm pretty good at acknowledging when someone is doing something wrong or has a major flaw. I defend Havelock in the way that I do. Because I think you're wrong. I don't think Havelock poses a danger to you in the way that you think. He said that he's not going to do that because he cares about Kindling and I. And I believe him. Even if you guys were trapped on a boat thousands of miles away, I think that Havelock may think about it. But then he would think of how sad I would be. And he would also know that he couldn't get away with it. I'd find out. Somehow, some way. And he doesn't want to ruin our friendship or to hurt me. And therefore, he won't hurt you. Of course, I know that you don't have that same faith in him that I do. It's part of the reason you're in this mess in the first place.
I'm sorry to have put you in this situation as well. Happy to play peacekeeper like this.
This is the position that I've put myself in. I feel like if I didn't, then things would probably just be worse, frankly. Perhaps Havelock would have actually shot you. I'm in this position because I care about everyone here. I want everything to work. And frankly, I don't know. I think I'm good at it. Well, good when people actually listen to me.
You did do a good job at calming. A very good job. Admirable. At calming Havelock during all that. And I know that statement is pointed towards me about people who actually listen.
It's funny. The challenge wasn't calming Havelock down. The challenge was getting him to speak. I really wasn't sure if he would.
What, you were worried the way the conversation was going that he would let his armaments do his talking for him? Or he would just have walked away?
Havelock often has two modes. It's physical violence or shut down. Communication is hard for anyone, but Havelock in particular, it's hard to get through to him. Especially if he doesn't like you.
I gathered. But nevertheless, I'm in the same way as you. I also want this group to work and to stick together and to not be divided. Clear to all those who can see that I have failed in that. But I suppose the first step in mending that is I guess proving to Havelock that I can be a better man, and to myself that Havelock means me no harm.
And how do you go about doing that? How do you think you go about doing that?
Well, self-evidentially not the way I've been doing it so far.
The way you've been doing it so far is making microaggressions and falsely accusing people of things. I wouldn't exactly say that's trying to not divide people.
Right. So this is where the sort of backhandedness comes in, and you know, damning with faint praise and
Why? Why do you treat me differently?
in
You
in sort of the manner that I conduct business, you mean?
She nods. You don't talk to me like you talk to Havelock. Don't treat me like Havelock. When he and I are cut from the same cloth.
But yet you are two distinct people. Maybe from similar backgrounds, but you are different people.
But Havelock hasn't done anything to warrant you treating him differently either. The only time he has is when you pushed him too far, and it's hardly fair to blame a bear for biting after you poke it. So why am I different?
I suppose it's because I suppose that's the crux of the matter, is because the reason I treat you differently is because I know you and I know who you are and what you hold dear and what your values are and how you'd act in a crisis or when you're bored or in any situation. Because the difference is I don't necessarily have that same insight into Havelock. So I suppose my intuition essentially defaults to what I was always told and instilled from when I was very young about pirates and their ways, but the more I guess I've been traveling, the more I've realized there's a based entirely on fear-mongering and bigotry and hatred, and I am despondent that's even in there, really. But it is.
You learn these things, but your opinion of Havelock doesn't change. And I don't know, it makes me wonder a couple things. You don't know my crew, my family. If you met them, would you treat them like that? And if you can see that pirates aren't the way that you think they are, is Havelock being demonized or am I being romanticized?
You kind of see that, like, despondent, like, shocked look, like confused, shocked kind of look go back to Aki's face. And he sort of shrinks back into, like, deep thought. And Aki kind of goes, He's not even like looking you in the eyes, really. Goes, well, potentially both.
She nods.
Which is still in its own way a vile thing to do. But
There's a but.
maybe that's it. I see everything wondrous about the unknown and new, and everything terrifying about it in Havelock.
I'm much more like Havelock than you think. Much more. In fact, in some ways, I'd argue I'm worse.
So, in what ways, if you would be able to tell me?
Best example? Havelock told you that he wanted to shoot you. That he would if he could. I would not be honest about that. I would wait until the perfect opportunity to put my knife in your back. Havelock is sincere. Most of the time, I am not.
But yet, if I remember back to our interaction, it was you who brought the sincerity out of him.
That's right.
But yet you wouldn't delve it into yourself and bring it out.
Don't be mistaken. I try to be sincere with the people I care about. But I've never hid that I'm a liar. That it's hard for me to be honest. At some points, I even hide things from myself until I stumble upon them. That's how good I am at it.
Hauser gave me a myriad of different reasons for why you and Havelock ran away from home until eventually, only the other day, you told me the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. I like to hide.
But yet, and given your situation and your circumstances, that need to obfuscate and hide your true nature, I suppose, is understandable that you would act in that way.
See? This is what I mean. You can understand me. Or at least say that you do. But you can't with Havelock.
Well, you say that, but I wonder if teams of scholars with all the eons to use couldn't fully understand you, never.
You at least try.
That's the trick. No, not the trick. The way of bettering myself is take the efforts to understand Havelock, how he thinks, how he works, how he ticks, who he is as a person, in the manner we have done. Probably not to the same degree, obviously.
I'd be worried if it was the same degree. Thought you fancy types were all about single parties.
Well, I mean, officially yes, but in the back rooms and within the gossiping circles, things usually were much different.
She raises a brow.
Mevela, we're not that. In actuality, a lot of us aren't really that stuffy or that naive. There was always rumors of so-and-so influential magnate and so-and-so something or other having a mistress in this port, a particularly closely guarded valet. So
I know that. I mean, anyone who is in my position can tell you that fancy-ass people love to, I don't know, pretend to be eternally loyal to one person while sneaking off and having trysts with another.
yes, and don't forget about the whole politics of marriage. After all, hell, my parents, my parents' matrimonial connection had more to do with an exchange of property and trading rights more than it did love.
Ugh. She just makes like a face.
They grew to love each other, but that wasn't the reason they bonded.
Grew to love each other because they were the only fucking options.
Well, you said it, not me.
But, yeah, just... I mean, I've said before, you should just fucking try being people's friend.
I suppose that's the odd thing, is that I don't exactly know how to be a friend. That is such an asinine and pathetic thing to even say.
You... Well, I suppose everyone has different definitions of being a friend. And frankly, it varies from relationship to relationship. What being friends looks like for you and Havelock may be different from him and I.
Well, I suppose, yes.
I mean, me and Havelock became friends through lots of physicality, so... Definitely not for you.
Well, I mean, you say, get to know one another. I suppose that also might mean wherever they may have a mole or an ingrown hair or any kind of, never mind. I'm making that.
She grins. I know every scar on Havelock's body.
And the stories behind them.
Most of them. Some I'm still learning. I know the most important ones. Just like how he knows every scar, every tattoo of mine.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Coming out of character for a second.
Mm-hmm.
How much about Mev's tattoos and scars would Aki know?
He only knows about the dragonfly.
Okay, fair enough.
Didn't even
Yes.
know if she had any other tattoos.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, Aki goes... I mean, I didn't realize that after that Titanic dragonfly, I didn't realize there was any more space left.
She grins. Well,
Kindling.
a second. Hi, Azalea. Well, there are lots of other places, lots of places to tattoo, pierce, things like that.
Aki gives Mev a look up and down. Can you see any, scars or piercings?
Mev actually keeps herself fairly covered.
Yeah.
You can only see her, shoulders up.
Okay.
Plus, cleavage.
Yeah.
And, as far as you can tell, can't see any other tattoos or piercings.
Okay.
You could ask.
How can I change the conversation?
Scars. Obviously, there's her wrist, and there are a couple, small ones on her hands just from, work.
Yeah, Aki just says, well, I assume that if they display the amount of artistic skill as your as the tattoo I've already seen, and must be a shame that they're not seeing daylight.
They get plenty of exposure. She smiles.
Can I insight that smile?
Yep.
I want to see how suggestive she's being. 14.
14. It's Bev. She's being very suggestive.
Yeah, and Aki kind of go like sees that and goes like, oh, oh God, I didn't even know you could. That must have been agony.
What are you thinking?
Well, it's not a. Did you?
Did I?
How below the navel are some of these tattoos and piercings?
You haven't even asked me how many I have.
Okay, how many do you have?
4 tattoos? I actually only have the one I'm fucking with you. But I am going to get another soon. She grins. For piercings, do ears count as 1 or 2? She thinks. Let's say the ears both count as 1. I've got 3.
Okay, and yes, Heki says, okay, so 2 of them are rather self-evident.
Mm-hmm. Well, the ears count as 1, remember? So 1 of them is evident.
So how much of a game do we want to make discovering the others?
What kind of game?
Alright, Alright, I guess I will... Well... What kind of game would you have in mind?
Well, I would say something like strip poker, but doesn't seem like your type of game.
I would have to say that I don't think I've ever played it, so I wouldn't know. I suppose.
Basically, we play normal cards. Whoever loses the round takes off an article of clothing. We play until someone's naked.
Now. Well, I suppose an older version of me might have thought of that as something a bit sort of ghastly and gauche and not exactly my idea of fun. This newfound spirit of acceptance and understanding, suppose we'll have to have a game sometime.
Alright. Whenever you feel ready.
Although I suppose would you like me to tell you now if I have any tattoos or piercings of my own, or would you like it to be kept a surprise?
Hmm. I at least gave you a number.
All right. Aki looks sort of like again back deep in thought, but this time he looks a lot more sort of quizzical and sort of light-hearted. And Aki goes, well, technically, would you call this, and he'll indicate to the middle of his tongue, would you call that a tattoo?
I'll count it.
All right. And all right, and then I think I might be in the market of adding another one in the future. So no, I think yes. Let's keep tattoos for one at the moment, and piercings, non-intentional.
Non-intentional.
Well, I mean, I stood on a rusty nail or fumbled when I was going, that sort of thing.
She sets her bowl down and leans in. And her hand actually goes, like, past your neck, sweeping your hair back. Isn't there something on your neck?
Yeah, well, yeah, there is. You see a sort of a row on his collarbone of, like, blotchy birthmarks.
What about these?
Oh, those aren't tattoos. They're just birthmarks. I was born with them. I've always had them.
She, just looks at them a little closer. They've got the weird pattern.
But, well, I suppose in the grand scheme of things, to be honest, with strange symbols on my body, they're not exactly the most prescient, are they?
No, they're not. It's just something that I always kind of, take note of whenever I see you.
Well, I think I remember there was an old folk story of the birthmark is the wound you received on the first time your sort of essence took mortal form. So I presume someone, the last version of me to exist, had his throat slit.
That's fun. She, steps back, looks just down at herself. I don't have any birthmarks. Maybe I was never born. She grins.
You see Aki kind of like smile and chuckle to himself, and then like you see the smile like drop, and he goes into like deep like thought again.
Oh, come on, where did you go off to?
Never know. To what degree?
Yeah.
To what degree were you joking?
Entirely? She looks confused. I had to have been born.
Well, I suppose in the way that the gods created the stars, that they were in essence born as well.
I don't get that.
Never mind.
Okay. She traces your birthmarks, just kind of looking at them.
Yeah, they kind of feel
Um,
like that they they kind of feel like how her birth mother. They kind of feel like a bit of like slightly rougher than regular skin.
Is that how your birthmark feels? What the fuck? Okay. Weirdo.
Hey,
um,
I know some birthmarks are like that. Thank you.
um,
Not all of them, some are.
yeah, she just traces her finger over it, kind of absent-mindedly.
Now, where have you gone off to now, Mevela?
She, glances up at him with a smile. Just thinking of how much he'd let me get away with.
Well, Mevela, there is a reason why it's called pushing your luck. You don't really know how far you can go until you're there.
I do like to, dabble in a bit of a gamble.
Well, yes, but in front of an audience.
I mean, if you want it to be private, I don't mind.
Aki kind of has a smile, and you kind of get like, you see almost like a bit of like bravado enter his eyes, and he kind of just goes, well, I suppose we wouldn't want to make people jealous, would we?
Certainly not. You've already, got a bit of trouble on your hands.
True, and it looks like you have your hands full as well. As well as like she's like mindlessly kind of like, probably getting a bit handsy, I imagine.
Yeah. She. You say that, and she takes her hands away. Sorry.
At what point did I say that was a bad thing?
She grins at you, and she's gonna go put her bowl away.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, Aki's realised that like that whole conversation, he's probably still got some stew left. It's gone cold. And so
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gone cold, and you've gone hot.
Aki, I've got it. Can Aki, Tom,
Yes.
just for flavor,
Oh.
would you allow me to do a cheeky heat metal without expending a spell slot?
Well, it's not a metal ball for one thing.
Ah, bums. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like a clay bowl or something.
Okay. Okay. In that case, yeah. Okay. Yeah. In that case, Aki will just sort of slurp down his cold and probably congealed stew.
It's funny because Mev didn't even finish hers. She's just bringing it back.
Okay. I also looked up what wolf tastes like. If people want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, it tastes like a more tasty. It tastes similar to pork, but more tasty.
Okay.
Apparently. Yeah, can Aki shape water by? Oh yeah, technically, can I manipulate H2O molecules to make them vibrate and therefore heat up?
No.
My
Oh.
God.
Yeah. Aki will like quickly like realizing how kind of like away he kind of got will suddenly snap back to and go, oh shit, my dinner, scarf it down and then go to get rid of his bowl as well.
I think I'm going to bed early.
All right. In that case, will you be taking first watch?
She looks at the time. Can't look at the time. She looks at the fucking sky. Don't have watches here. They don't exist.
She gonna fight with the sun?
How late is it?
The sky is
Okay,
dark
Mev
at this.
can tell time.
The sky is dark at this point. So it's well and truly into the night at this point.
Okay. If I'm going to take first watch, I guess I should just stay up, right? She looks at Aki.
Well, I don't know. What do you think? How do you feel? Would you like a quick power nap now, so that you're extra switched on and awake, or would you rather switch the power to this?
Fucking, how obvious are these two being? Jesus. Sorry. I'm sorry. I gotta keep a straight
Thing is,
face.
though, Aki is. If you look at Aki, he's doing this entirely straight faced.
Oh my god. That's impressive for him. I think Mev's actually the one having trouble. She's just trying to like look somewhere else. Fucking she thinks about this and then she pauses, glances over to the new people because they don't fucking have tents, do they?
No.
No.
No. No.
No.
This is gonna be like a fucking curse situation. Except it's not the dog, it's like actual people. She looks to Aki. Gonna join me for a power nap?
He kind of like Aki kind of like looks at Mev's eyes, I guess sees, her look back and just goes. He's sort of struggling to hold back a smile now, realizing what's going on, and just goes. I suppose a rested mind is a vigilant one. Sure.
Yep, she is just gonna go to her tent.
And Aki's gonna drop the ball off at Havelock and Kinley and say, "Thank you, it was delicious."
Fucking get it out of these two systems before they fucking go on watch together. Let's be honest, they're probably not going to. Okay, Aki.
So Aki will, walk back towards him and Mev's tent.
Cool.
So they're gonna play fucking Mario Party 3 or something for a couple hours, and then
Yeah, that's what they're doing. Family-friendly activities.
just gonna watch fucking what is it, Barbie Life at the Dream House? That would be that would be amazing. They're just chatting, and then from the tent they say, "Mom, Dad."
God. Hate that.
Yeah. Well, so I'm just gonna quickly do a roll. Yep. Okay. Torkel is going to very quickly shepherd Soros and Goris away from the tent. He knows.
He knows. Fucking. Listen, it's a 2-person tent.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Just like, have you ever tried a threesome in a 2-person tent? It's impossible.
My God. Some shit that Mev would say. Like, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess while Aki and Mev are making out, getting all handsy, what are the other bunch doing?
I think they're, playing with their sheep,
Oh, fun. Okay.
which is
Yeah.
not a euphemism.
Yeah. Furs asks if she can join in with the two of them because she's kind of all on her lonesome without Kurz.
I mean, Peach.
Mm-hmm.
Mev is dating a druid. She could easily.
Oh
play
my
with the druid.
God. Okay, listen. Huh.
Tell you what, would people want some voiceover if we're just doing?
No. God.
I'll do it properly this time. I swear.
I'll do it right this time.
I'll
I
do it.
promise I won't make a joke.
No, genuinely, I promise I won't make a joke.
Oh, God.
Well, it depends on how much
Needs,
they
like,
do.
text to speech. Their names are Lamb and Chop.
Thank you for remembering that.
Okay, I need to catch up my notes.
Go ahead and read your notes.
Okay.
Listen, Kindling, if you want them to be named something that isn't Lamb and Chop, you have to tell us.
I love how I got this food with my coffee and I decided I'm not even hungry.
Great.
Mood.
Fucking, I mean, I ate like the hash brown and a couple bites of my wrap, but then I was just kind of like, I'm not really hungry right now, actually.
So, since we're here and some people have decided to fuck off to wherever they're doing,
Listen.
who is taking watches?
We're still taking first watch. We're just, you know.
We're gonna fucking die tonight. That's it. We're just gonna die.
We're getting it out of our system, okay? Or
Triton
maybe
are
we're
gonna
just
come up
making it
from-
worse.
Triton are gonna come up from the sea. We're gonna be attacked by fucking.
It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. There are like
That's
3
life
other
of
people here.
Yeah. So I guess with the other 2 watches, obviously keep in mind that you have 3 more bodies to take part in the watch, should they be willing to.
Alright, well, Kindling,
You can
do wanna
always ask
take watch
them.
with me?
Okie dokie.
Oh my
Lamb
god.
and Chop.
Specifically Chop.
Okie dokie. So that is the case, unless there's anything anyone wants to do before we start the watches.
I just need to know how far Aki lets Mev get.
Ooh. I think maybe not quite second base, but certainly more like handsier and less tense
Than before.
Than before, yeah.
Okay. Doesn't even let me grope him.
How dare he?
How dare?
Hold on. I'm where am I in my notes? Hold on.
And a name counter 10.
Yay! Listen, naming things, weird things, is a joy. You just have to accept it.
Does Aki that if
He's working on his notes, he'll forget otherwise.
correct?
All counters of which have to do with Anna.
What did Mev tell Hammerlock after Aki when he sat back down?
She asked if basically he was alright and told him that he did like a good job and everything.
Okay, I got.
Okey-dokey. So, that is the case. If there's nothing anyone else is wanting to do, let me roll just to see if any of the newcomers are going to be helping. Yes, Goris has nominated himself to take help with the final watch.
Okay.
Righty, so that's sorted. Okie dokie. So, eventually you all rest for the evening, and so it's time to start rolling for the watches. So, for the first watch, unless obviously you want to do anything during your watches, of course.
What do I roll to get this out of Mev's system?
There's not really a will save, is there? So I guess
Yeah.
wisdom would be the. Would that be the closest for will save?
Constitution?
I was thinking Constitution, because, like, like, I don't know, concentration checks are equal to will saves?
Yeah. Constitution check then.
Is it save or a check?
Probably.
We're not trying to save against anything, we're just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god!
There is still
Jesus
chance,
Christmas.
because what if they had both rolled a natural one?
Holy shit.
They just wouldn't have
Okay,
left the tent.
so Mev's not fucking done.
Yeah, I guess. Aki is sort of probably making out doing whatever, and Aki like overhears everyone going to bed and everything calming down, and Aki just literally has to like pull himself away, I guess, and he just goes like, no, Mevele, please, our watch has begun. We've had our fun the last time. Put your head.
Boo. She just rolls over.
Come on.
Come on, no. I'm coming.
All right. Come on, here's your shirt. And he starts like throwing clothes in the general direction of Mev.
What? I could always just go out like this.
I suppose, but do you really want to give someone the satisfaction and a bandit or a raider the satisfaction of the last thing they see being your breast?
Looks like she has to think about that. So it's a long think. But she will put her clothes back on, or like readjust them, and head out.
Alright. Yeah, Aki will probably do the standard thing he usually does on the watch, which is he'll get a cup of tea going. And then, like,
Yeah.
you know, and probably by the time Mev has gotten ready, Aki's probably gotten the tea started. And after a little bit, hands a steaming mug of it to Mev.
Alright. Go ahead and roll our watches. I'll say the whole watch, Mev just seems a little pouty.
I'm guessing. Does Aki notice how pouty?
It's pretty obvious that she's a little pouty, a little sulky.
Aki says, he goes like, "All right, Gatlin, I solemnly swear that if you're still have some matters to work out, then if you wish,
Matters.
once our watch has ended, we can return to the business at hand."
If I wish, do you wish?
I mean, I've got a couple of aches and pains that might need seeing to, but nothing I can't force my way through.
She rolls her eyes.
Well, I was trying to be coquettish and flirtatious.
I know. She grins.
No, it doesn't come as naturally to some as others.
So if that's a yes, you want to continue after?
it's... And Aki kind of just has sort of a smirk and a bit of a glint. He goes, certainly up for consideration.
Pending. Alright.
Yes.
Can wait for you to do the proper paperwork.
Yes, it needs to go through consideration from the lower chamber, then it goes back to the upper chamber, into the lower chamber a few more times, and eventually it goes to committee, you see. It's a real sort of, it's a bit of a bureaucratic nightmare, I must say, but these things with enough willpower and consensus can be forced through.
Well, I'm not too worried. I tend to have a bit of sway over lower chambers.
Sway lower chambers.
Yeah, I think both of them are just snickering.
At that, Aki does sort of his facade that was already crumbling just breaks, and he just gets the full on giggles.
Yeah.
But it's like it's sort of like half orc relaxed giggles, so it's almost like.
Yeah, she's definitely laughing too. Oh God, I think that's the worst thing I've ever said.
Oh. Oh please, it doesn't even that statement doesn't even tickle the toes of the bollocks I've spouted.
You have had some good lines.
Yes. I know. That's just. They've often resulted in bad consequences. That's my fault, really. My flaw.
Some of them go well.
Still, I suppose. Me and my. What sort of the opposite of silver? My lead tongue. Did get me one good thing. And I could sort of like does like a quick like eyebrow raise to her.
Mev looks a little taken aback. You see like the rise of her chest in tension. She looks away, a little embarrassed.
What's wrong, Mevila?
Nothing.
Well then, if nothing's wrong, why do you act so ashamed?
Not the shame. She looks back. Can't,
And yet I'd be emotionally earnest with you and you turn away.
Can't the girl like me be shy for once?
Suppose when you want to. If you want to.
What's that mean?
Well, a girl like you, I suppose, can be however and whomever she wants. If you want to be shy, be shy. If you want to be forthright and unashamed, you can do that too. It's your choice.
How do you feel about that?
As long as you're living your truth and you're not doing it out of a sense of obligation, to yourself or to others, I am happy.
Kisk.
Yeah.
She stares at him for a long while.
Hours pass, day turns into
Oh my
night.
god. Couple minutes
Okay,
in
fine.
silence.
Are you trying to make a connection with yourself? What?
I am. It's a lot harder than you might think for me to do what I want.
Can you imagine?
Sometimes.
With your... No, go on.
Sometimes what I want to do or what I want to say chokes me.
And who do you think is doing the choking?
Myself.
What? If you are cognizant enough to answer, what would you say is the cause? Why, even in private moments like this, where there's naught but stars above, why you find it still difficult? Sorry, these are out of character voice clearing.
Because once I say or do certain things, I can't take it back. There's no turning back.
Would you not say that have certain things would be worth a lot of the dice?
I do like to push my luck.
But yet it's not always a question of luck, though, is it? More of a
She
question-
nods.
More of a question of consequence.
Yeah.
You appreciate how much power and weight your words have. It's an admirable quality. It truly is. But it can also be a paralyzing one. See, this is why people need confidants and friends and family, those it can feel comfortable to say their minds to, otherwise we often remain trapped in doubt and fear of tomorrow.
There you go again.
Doing what?
Being smart and insightful like I know you can be. When we're alone like this.
It's because, like you, I too am also terrified of the weight, effect, and consequence my words have. And I suppose when I'm alone or with someone I trust, it comes more naturally, the fear and the anxiety and the what ifs fade and lucidity comes. Hence, I suppose, you must be a Kreesk before the rest of Talaria, and the Kreesk before you was practically two different people.
To an extent. But I see where they mix together.
During those brief windows of time where I deserve my station.
She looks down. Just thinking about it.
Sober for your thoughts, Mevla.
I don't think you could pay me all the money in the world for my thought.
An intercontinental trading company for your thoughts, then, Mevla?
She smiles. I can't say it yet. What do you say?
I understand.
Do you?
Perhaps not as thoroughly as you do, but in that case, I empathize, I suppose, in that case. I know you mean it without having to say the precise words. Medela, and just as you have been patient with me, I will be patient in kind.
That's okay with you?
Well, are you happy?
That's a vague question. Am I happy with you? Yes. Am I happy in general? Little. She smiles.
Sorry, I lost that bit. Wait, am I happy in general?
Am I happy in general? A little bit more complicated.
And one that's, I suppose, you can say is a work in progress for both of us. But if in this situation, this moment in time, I was lying here by the fire, the twitter of the birds, the roar of the sea, and then he starts like
nighttime.
listing like some things you can't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And Aki just says, in this moment, I am happy. I know your intention and I know your feelings. Without you having to say it. So, your deeds and actions speak louder than any of that.
Okay.
Are you okay?
She nods. I'm okay.
Okay.
She just reaches out,
Actually,
takes your hand.
Aki says, hold on, takes her hand, and Aki says, how about Neverland? If you do not want to, if you don't wish to say it, perhaps you could show it. So, Anaki takes Mev's, holds Mev's hand and says, perhaps a certain way of touch or attack, a certain rhythm or shape can stand in for the word itself. That'd be easy. So say, if I hold your hand like this, take the hand, and I draw a circle on the top of your palm, that can mean the same.
She smiles and flips over your hand and traces a circle on it.
You see a smile erupt on Aki's, truly like erupt on Aki's face. And then flips your hand back over, draws a circle on it, kisses your hand.
I like this idea.
I have an inkling. I suppose to some people, showing is easier than telling.
Definitely for me.
There we have found our own way. That's the suitable way. Our way. If not, it could get too soppy, sentimental.
I think we've passed that. She just kind of leans into you.
Yeah, Aki will wrap an arm around and sort of go into like a full like embrace, sort of cozy side hug. And
Right.
and Aki says, "Oh, thank the God, that was getting cold." and gives her like a and just like gives her like a and as she leans in, he gives her like a little like kiss on the forehead. And they get all cozy. Again, so in all this, Peach, do you want to roll? Is this another time where we don't roll perception checks?
This is only like a 30-minute conversation for them.
In that case, yeah. When they're sort of like cuddling and snuggling, Aki will just go like, "Oh, hold on, what are we supposed to be doing something that isn't just canoodling?"
Oh, that thing you dragged me out for watches.
Yes, keeping the camp safe. Tell you what, you stay here. You stay here, and I will just do a quick patrol of the perimeter and come straight back. Okay?
Fine by me. I can't see in the dark anyways. Honestly, I'm kind of useless here.
I never want you using that word again.
She grins. What? It's true. The only reason I even come on this watch, what I can't see, is usually to spend time with you.
And why do you think I take these watches as well? Just to admire the scenery?
Well, you're always on this watch.
Well, so you always knew where to find me.
She shoves him playfully. Go on, Casanova.
All right. Stay safe, my Juliet. And again, with like a mocking eye roll.
She's just like, don't they fucking die at the end?
Aki just Aki hears that and goes, "Oh shit, they do. That's right."
Aren't they also like sappy teenagers?
I'm sure it's
Shit, wait.
I mean,
No, she hears it.
it's like yeah. Aki, before he heads off, just goes like, you may want to get a bit more. You may need to look a bit more into yourself there, Mevela." As he
Shut up.
Aki blows you a kiss as he goes for a patrol of the camp and has a look around to see if he can spot anything.
Alrighty, make a perception check.
Okay. And section 17, and then D4. Bing. That's a dirty 20.
Okie dokie. So, through your patrol, you especially keep an eye out in case you hear the sound of any wolves after what happened the previous night.
Absolutely.
As luck would have it, there are no sign of wolves.
Didn't waste the watch today.
Mm-hmm.
As luck would have it, what?
The only thing that you hear is the nocturnal creatures of the night.
Okay.
Predominantly you hear the screech of the odd owl here and there, as the area you're in is bit closer to a more forested area. You're pretty sure you spot a fox roaming about near the tree lines, but beyond that, nothing appears to be appearing.
Yeah, Aki does a quick like salute and evening to you as he goes past the fox.
The fox is very far away.
Well, he just
Doesn't matter. It's closer.
and then yeah, so
Aggie.
yeah, so I guess in this time, Aki does just kind of like take a moment by himself to like take a breath of like the cool night air, look up at the stars, and then sort of does like a big sigh and a good think, and then heads back to Mevela. Well, no, we're all clear. No, nothing dangerous towards the camp for this night, at least.
No wolves or ghosts.
Okay, definitely not a wolves. I can't say the same for ghosts. Anyway,
Yeah, she nods.
Aren't ghosts more your department?
She thinks about this. Does Valkyr count as a ghost? I don't know.
Ask
I mean, Valkyr can hear all of this, so...
I do not think of myself as a ghost, thank you very much.
I gathered such. I assume it'd be probably quite insulting. But I mean, don't forget that. I mean, Valkyr, don't forget that our three gentlemen guests assumed you were a ghost.
Okay, good for them.
That is an assumption, not the truth.
Of course, those are two very different things. As I am,
In fact,
somewhat reticent to learn.
I don't know. Valkyr's just... She waves her hand, kind of trying to find the words for it. Valkyr is Valkyr.
He's your eternal shadowy companion. He's Valkyr. In the same way that you are Mevelair. And all that comes
Essentially. Whatever the fuck any of that means.
Well, I mean, if you want, we probably could look into the etymology of it when we get to a library.
What? The etymology of my name?
Sure, well, every name has a meaning.
She thinks about this. Hold on.
Sorry.
What do I roll to remember something?
Wisdom?
Like a wisdom save, yeah.
Or intelligence? Oh, bollocks. Okay.
Alright.
Don't say wisdom save.
I thought
okay.
it was history to remember things.
No. I'm thinking of something in particular. That would involve Mev's bullshit.
Yeah, isn't history more just like general like law knowledge essentially?
Yeah.
Aki's profession to it.
She thinks about this, and there's a little bit of like a strain. You see that glassed over look happen for a moment before she shakes her head.
At that, almost instinctively, Aki reaches out to put a hand on yours.
She...
Over there?
I'm okay. Um,
It's okay if you're not, by the way.
my name. She thinks for a moment as though like trying to piece something together. My name means revelry.
Revelry.
Yes.
Fun and games and jolly japes and frivolity.
Yes. Yes.
Interesting. Suppose it's somewhat appropriate. You are quite a lot of fun.
I think it's the equivalent to naming someone, I don't know, Joy.
Right.
That kind of sentiment.
Alright. Well, I knew someone, I think I knew someone back in Naza whose name translated into an old language as Protect.
Yeah, she nods.
I must be honest, I don't know what Akrisk means. It's not a Nazan name.
Krisk. I don't think I can look for that in my head.
I'd be surprised if I was one of the other. I would surprise if you met another Akrisk.
I might be able to find one. I'm sure there's like a ledger of people in cities, you know? Maybe it's a family name. Sheerans.
What? So you think my name is? What do you mean? You think my name is Aventore? And Akrisk is like my surname, or?
Like. She thinks about it. Did your parents give you that name, or did you come with it?
I don't know. They never told me.
Well, that's a pretty important question to ask. I came with my name.
Really? I don't remember it being on that pendant of yours.
No, She actually thinks about this for a minute, and there's this look in her eyes that suddenly she's a little freaked out.
Mevla?
Oh, God.
No. What's wrong?
I actually don't know if that's my name. It's just the first fucking thing that was in my head after.
Well, I suppose if you really think about it, what is a name? It's just a string of syllables that one uses to identify themselves.
A name is your being.
Do you think you would be a different person than Mebele if your name was Frederick?
Oh God, hold on. Oh God.
Thanks for that.
Oh, 17.
Yeah, I realised what Aki said as soon as I said it. And why that was a bit Mebel. Fuck, okay.
She thinks about this. And again, there's that processing, and Valkyr can kind of feel like almost like the clicking of what's happening. I
Never breathe. Calm.
I would be. I would.
Alright. It's okay, Nicola. Take your time. Relax. You're all right.
Isn't Valkyrie proof of that?
What do you mean?
I mean, again, there's that thinking. Aren't we? We're the same, but we're not.
You and Valkyrie?
Yes, that's right, isn't it, Valkyrie?
We are bound together, but I feel that we are not entirely the same.
We're not entirely the same, but our souls are connected.
Well, would you say that Curse and Fer are the same?
I don't know. I don't know if their beings are tied in the same way that Valkyrie and I are.
True. But I may be comparing damsons to pomegranates.
With Fur and Curse, they are their own people, just connected by a thread. Valkyrie and I are like,
Lashed together.
I've said before, yes, like conjoined. We're limbs of the same body. So I do think that I would be different.
Right. Yeah, he says one thing. Well, I suppose that's... I can only really say those things about with that certainty because, well, I have always been me.
She nods.
Well then, perhaps think of that name Neverlair as like the frontispiece of a book.
The cover.
Or the introduction. The first bit of information, the grounding in the story you're about to be told. The thing that you know and have a basis for all you experience.
She just takes a breath. Could we,
Change the subject,
yes.
of course.
You like jazz? Fucking.
I wonder how much time we're going to have to play with when we get to Port Honor.
Well. Depends on how long, Olivia's. Sorry. Depends on how long Olivia's, magic takes. The tools that she's making us.
But she is trying to disguise a draconid. Could be some time. So, I mean, you will know the place infinitesimally more than I will. What kind of things can two young, fit go-getters like you and I get up to?
Things that you can stomach, or
Things that you think would be a learning experience for.
oh, honey,
Oh,
Mev just.
yeah. Aki kind of like just clocks and just goes, "Oh God, I don't know what I asked for, do I?"
We're gonna go ahead and skip ahead because we don't have a lot of time, and also I have to pee and get ready and all that fun stuff.
Go, Pesco.
So, you guys go ahead and continue. I will pop back in to just listen to the tail end in a little bit.
All right.
Bye bye.
See you later.
Okie
So yeah, I guess Aki and Mev just sort of twitter away for a bit, and then time comes for the next watch.
Yep. I guess. I know that Peach said that she'd sit in on the tail end, but do we want to finish off with the watches at the very least, or...
Nate, if you're back, did you have anything you wanted to do on the watch? If he's not back, I'd be fine just ending it and then picking up everything next time.
Okay. So... we'll give it a minute.
Do you guys like the sheep I drew?
I fucking adore the sheep.
I once I saw it get drawn, I just zoomed in. And it's like I'm just here. Like I'm hoping YouTube picks it up so I can just use that as the thumbnail. Plotting murder.
I did also draw those cute little sheepies further up in the chat.
Yeah.
Also, I do hope you two aren't getting everyone else isn't getting quite too nauseated with the two fucking lovebirds.
Well, my job is just to make sure everyone's having fun.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun.
So if having fun means, you know, the lovebirds get to be lovey-dovey, then I'm just here like, okay, cool, mission accomplished, great, good for me.
Also, I may have stolen the whole hand thing, meaning I love you, from a quite famous Tumblr thread.
I thought you were doing it to make fun of Havelock kissing Mev's palm earlier.
Absolutely not, I wasn't. How dare you?
Hey.
No, genuinely, I wasn't. Yeah.
I know, but I'm sitting there saying, like, really? I don't have to think that Aki's making fun of Havelock somehow.
Aki wasn't making fun of, like, he wasn't. He didn't put two and two together like that.
Let's see. There hasn't been any movement from Nate, so I think, for the sake of it then, we shall call it good for
Woo.
this session.